So it's confirmed, Firefly Studios' next big release will be Stronghold Crusader Definitive Edition, the game that fans of the Stronghold series have been eagerly awaiting. Since the release of Stronghold Definitive Edition, there's been a lot of talk and hopes that Crusader will get the same treatment, with many players feeling the lack of skirmish mode in Stronghold Definitive Edition harm the replayability of the game. Well, good news, Crusader fans, your wishes have been answered, and based on the trailer and demo, it looks like Firefly is delivering everything we've been hoping for. Bigger maps, new AI lords and units, multiplayer AI, co-op trials, and more. The amount of new content is honestly incredible. Everything you could want from a Definitive Edition seems to be here. Well, mostly. Let's break it down. First things first, the graphics look fantastic. It's pretty much the same upgrade we saw in Stronghold Definitive Edition, with the game now featuring greater zoom distances, more vibrant colours, a sharper user interface, and far more detailed AI taunts and cutscenes.
Run home now, before you embarrass yourself further!
The effects, especially fire and water, look amazing. The graphics are far brighter and sharper than what we got in the original, which sometimes felt a little dull, given the desert setting. It's almost like they've taken the feel of Crusader 2 and made it fit within the 2D aesthetic, which I absolutely love. Now, there's a small hiccup I have about the graphics. In the demo, the new units to me look a little bland compared to the original. They just seem to lack colour and are mainly silver and grey. Hopefully this is due to units still being worked on, and this will be improved upon before release on July 15th. I just think they look a lot less vibrant compared to other units that are in the original Crusader. And speaking of the new look, Richard the Lionheart looks a bit different now. He doesn't quite have the same cunning look that you see in the original Crusader, and honestly it looks like he's packed on a few pounds.
Homer, this is a new body fat analysis test. I start you jiggling and measure how long it takes to stop.
Woohoo! Look at that blubber fly!
Yes. Nurse, cancel my 1 o'clock.
But hey, I'm sure I'll get used to it. It'll be interesting to see how the other AI lords turn out. So from what we saw in the trailer, Stronghold Crusader Definitive Edition will feature 4 new AI lords, 2 male and 2 female. You get a taste of 2 of these new lords in the demo, with the Sands of Time skirmish trial where you face off against 2 nomads and the guard sentinel. The nomad and Arabian lord is all about aggression. He attacks early and uses a powerful mix of the 4 new units featured in the demo, playing similar to the Caliph from the original game. Meanwhile, the guard sentinel, a European lord, holds off a bit longer, relying on macemen and crossbows, and playing similar to the pig, building his castle in the shape of a cross. Their AI taunts are okay, but not as memorable as the Caliph or the pig from the original Crusader.
You mess with me, you pay!
These new lords feel more like AI lords from Crusader 2, where their personalities just aren't quite as outlandish and over the top as those featured in the original Crusader.
Failure is unacceptable.
Hopefully Firefly can maybe add a few more outlandish statements and over the top dialogue before release. The Definitive Edition will introduce 8 new units, 4 of which are featured in the demo. The Nomad, for example, loves to use these new units almost exclusively. I mean, who wouldn't want to rush their enemies with loads of camels?
Hey, O'Connell. Nice camel.
The Heavy Camel is a great new heavy-hitting Arabian unit, which features both an archer and a swordsman on the camel, offering 2 forms of attack to the player. The other new units include the Skirmisher, an harassment unit that plays similar to the Horse Archer, but that is also strong against siege equipment, offering an Arabian Knight type unit that can sally forth from the castle and take down siege units. Camel Lancers, which are perfect for hit and run tactics, and the Demolisher, a great assault unit who has a one-time shield protecting from missile attacks and the ability to destroy traps, walls with ease, and dig up pitch. Once the unit's shield is destroyed, however, he is taken down by just a few shots from arrows. Now diving into the game unit info section in the demo, it appears that the other 4 units that will feature in the final game will be Arabian too. We have the Eunuch, which is described as similar to Pikeman, with strong defense and a hard-hitting attack, perfect for choke point defense. Then we have the Healer from Stronghold Crusader 2 making a comeback, and the Sapper and the Ambusher. The Sapper looks like it would be great for sieges, playing similar to the Demolisher, albeit quicker and with not as much defense. And the Ambusher, which looks like it plays similar to ninjas with the ability to camouflage, only instead of using a knife they throw boiling oil at their unsuspecting targets. It's a shame these units aren't in the demo, but from what I have read and from the 4 units I have played so far, they all offer a new fun dimension to the game, making it harder to defend your castle, due to many of the new units being specialised in taking down traps, defences and walls. For me, it's just a shame there is no new European units to be added, as I feel a lot of great units were added to Stronghold Crusader 2 like the Ranger and the Templar Knight. I just hope with the focus being on new Arabian units it doesn't overshadow the need for traditional armour and weapon production. If these mercenaries prove too powerful, players may end up relying on them rather than creating their European counterparts, which would be a shame. But from what I've played in the demo, swordsmen still make short work of Arabian units, meaning they haven't lost their punch in the game.
No more will I ride the desert cliffs.
One of the most requested features in the Stronghold series has been bigger maps, and it looks like Stronghold Crusader Definitive Edition will finally answer that call. Many fans will definitely appreciate the expanded map size promised. However, from the demo, it doesn't feel like the maps are that much bigger, at least not in the scenarios offered. In the Sands of Time skirmish, the space felt somewhat limited. The map sizes will likely depend on the Pacific mission, and I'm curious to see how Firefly balances larger maps with the needs for tight strategic gameplay. Bigger maps mean more resources, more room to manoeuvre. We will have to see how much it changes up the formula. For the Definitive Edition of Stronghold Crusader, fans are promised 2 new historic campaigns, with the game promising to cover historic events from all 3 Crusades, and feature epic conflict between Saladin and Richard the Lionheart. These aren't story-driven campaigns, so there won't be any epic cinematic cutscenes like the first Stronghold. Instead, the missions will follow real historic events, which is still a great way to expand the history in the game. That said, I'm a little sad there won't be any new fully cinematic story-driven campaigns like I'd hoped for. The intro text and image style cutscenes are fine, but they don't have the same charm as the more narrative-driven missions from the original Stronghold. I just hope there's a lot of invasion mode type scenarios as seen in the demo, to offer an alternative to skirmish mode in the game. With Steam Workshop integration to be added to the game, I have high hopes that Crusader's large fanbase will create a range of custom scenarios for fans. Crusader has one of the best scenario editors in the series, and with Workshop support, I imagine we'll see an explosion of new content. I love Steam Workshop integration in Stronghold Definitive Edition, where amazing custom maps and scenarios kept the game fresh for so long. Now just imagine the endless possibilities with Crusader, co-op missions, invasion scenarios, and a plethora of custom maps. I'm pumped to see what the community comes up with, and I can't wait to try out the all-new content when it drops. Online multiplayer against AI will feature in Crusader Definitive Edition. Fans have been begging for this, and now it's happening. You'll be able to play skirmish against AI lords with up to 8 players, which is a huge step forwards in terms of replayability. That said, I do wish Firefly had added more multiplayer features like a ranking system or more matchmaking options. Still, as long as the multiplayer runs smoothly, I'm all in. I really hope the connection and servers are stable because, let's be honest, the online experience in previous Stronghold games could be hit and miss. Finally, the Crusader Definitive Edition team is giving us a co-op skirmish trial. This is something I've always wanted for ages. There's just something so fun about teaming up with a friend and tackling a challenging scenario, and now we get to do that in Crusader Definitive Edition. Sure, it's only skirmish trials in co-op mode, but it's a start, and honestly I'm stoked. If Firefly really expands the idea of bigger maps for co-op play, this could be an absolute blast. I'm imagining the potential for huge battles with friends, teaming up to take on AI together, and honestly this could easily become one of my favourite parts of the game. Overall, Crusader Definitive Edition is shaping up to be an excellent addition to the Stronghold series. I'm super excited about co-op skirmish trials, new campaigns, and especially AI multiplayer battles. It's just a shame that the AI itself doesn't seem to be getting much of an upgrade. It's a missed opportunity, in my opinion. The AI still has the tendency to attack farms when they could easily take out your lord, and it feels like they're throwing units at you with no real strategy. Fingers crossed this will get fixed before the July 15th release. What do you think? Are you excited for Stronghold Definitive Edition? What features are you most looking forward to? And what do you wish Firefly had added but hadn't? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Stronghold content. Thanks for watching.